Yep. Welcome back, man, to a live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, hope everything is going fine. Whatever you're doing, hope everything is going perfectly fine, man. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for your time to hang out. Yeah, today you see the title, man. What do Candace know about what she be talking about? I'm very curious to find out exactly what this woman know about Israel. She knows about what's going on with the new peace deal that the president just brokered with Hamas in regards to Israel. She has a problem with that. She always have a problem with something, this lady. So I don't know what's her problem with Israel in reality. Like everything that has to do with Israel, she's always have some type of problem. The president did something great. People are going to stop dying. I don't care what else is going on. The whole fact of the president stopped a war that's been going on for over 2 years, and the president, on top of that, the president actually stopped violence that has been going on for decades. So I don't care who you are, what's your party preference. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican. None of that should matter. None of that stuff should really matter. What should matter to all of us as God kids, dude, that the killing of innocent people will stop. That's all that should matter. The killing of innocent people has stopped, and God willing, it will stay stopped. And that's a big reason, that's a big thing because of the president of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump. That actually happened because of him and his administration and his willingness to work with other countries and other world leaders to broker a peace deal that is beyond due. So many different United States presidents done tried to try to bring peace in that part of the world, in the Middle East. Like so many United States presidents, dude, had came in and out the White House, and they tried and they tried and they tried, and we have to say thank God, to Mr. President Trump for actually figuring it out. Like regardless of what people could say, dude, Mr. Trump, not for nothing, he done put a stop to so many people being killed in this world from since he took office. And it's a fact. Mr. President Donald J. Trump has stopped so many violence all around the world. In Africa, in like so many different innocent people that was getting targeted and getting killed. And he came into the White House and he helped out a lot of innocent people from being killed. He stopped a whole lot of innocent people from being killed. And once again, it doesn't matter how you feel. If you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat or whatever else you might be, an independent, those things really shouldn't matter. All that matters and all that should matters going forward in life, dude, is innocent people are no longer going to be killed in ridiculous amount of violence that a lot of time the people that's getting killed have nothing to do with it. So let's celebrate the president of the United States. Let's clap. Let's clap and say thanks to the president of the United States and everybody else and all the world leaders that came together and make this happen. But no, Candace Owens have something different to say about this. What's new? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lannie, man. I appreciate you guys' time. Let's get right into this, bro. Yep, there you go, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys' time all the time. I really appreciate it. Whatever you guys are doing, Yeah, man. Today we're gonna get into this lady. This lady is out of her mind, dude. For the simple fact is, she always have something negative to say whenever it comes to Israel. And from since I started making videos, I'm trying to figure out like why. What's her anger towards Israel and the government of Israel? Like, she has no type of good things ever to say in regards to Israel. She's always trying to bring down the government of Israel. She's always trying to, always something negative from that lady towards Israel. And I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm going to keep trying because something is boiling. This lady, Candace Owens, she's a master at manipulating people. So she's been doing this for years. And there was a gentleman that came on a podcast that I listened, that actually I frequently listen to. It's called PBD. It's Patrick Bet David podcast, and I listen to it once in a while. And there was a gentleman on that podcast that came out straight up and said that there is several Jewish donors that actually helped out Candace when she was at the bottom. Several Jewish people, Jewish big willies, so you all call them. Several Jewish guys, people with money that backed Candace for years. But now it's like she's going against everything that has to do with Jewish influence. That everything that has Jewish influence involved, Candace Owens is going completely against it. So I'm trying to figure out why. Why is that possible? Like, if the Jewish community helped her when she had nothing and they helped her grow into who she is now, and all of a sudden she has nothing but hatred to the Jewish communities. I don't get that. I don't know if it's just to the to Israel government, or she just have hatred towards anybody that's Jewish that has influence with all through the world. I'm trying to figure out if she's just hateful to the Jewish people that has influence, not just in the United States. I'm saying Jewish people with power. Is that the only Jewish people that she's going after, that she hates? Or is just the specific ones that actually helped her and now they want to distance themselves away from her? She's going all about, she's getting life insurance to protect her life, all type of nonsense, but she's a manipulator. So we're going to get into this video with this lady. That's all she do is manipulate people, though. She don't do nothing else.
To people that I trust, a package filled with text messages, emails, private communications, videos, and private legal documents. So if anything happens to me, you guys will know exactly who it is that has been making my life a living hell over the past couple of years. People that are trying to bankrupt me, trying to bankrupt me and my family, that are threatening us, to sue us. Everything that Kanye said was so real, okay? I'm now at that point where you look back and you go, man, Kanye was right. He was really saying something about what it takes to leave, to fight for custody of your own soul. Just leave me alone. Let me say what I believe and you say what you believe. Fight fair. Why do you always have to make this threat to bankrupt people? And I want you to know that those people, if anything happens to me, they have my explicit permission to release it all, detonate it all, expose all of these people in politics and in the movement who behave like this behind the scenes. It's necessary. And I highly recommend every single person that is out there that has a platform and is going through things and scared, do the same. I went ahead this week and sent around a life
and she's saying that basically that she's in fear for her life, and she sent out a whole boatload of different messages, text messages, emails, etc. And she mentioned one of the Tate brothers. She mentioned Andrew. No, not Andrew. She mentioned, what's this guy's name? Andrew Tate. She mentioned Andrew Tate, that she sent him a boatload of information in regards of people threatening her life and planning and threatening to bankrupt her and such and such and such. If something happened to her, expose all the information. I wish I had a way to get in contact with Andrew Tate to show the public what actually Candace Owens sent them. I'm pretty sure she's just making all this stuff up to place in people's head that, oh, she's really scared for her life. She's a manipulator, dude. So when Candace Owens talks, you have to be very cautious of what you're listening to, because everything that she just said in this video She's basically going after the people that supposedly are threatening her life. She said over the past couple of years that people have been threatening to bankrupt her, people have been threatening her, so she took all the messages that she had collected over the years and sent it to different social media personnels. If you're so fearful for your life, why don't you just go to the federal government? Oh, guess what? You can't, because you stay being disrespectful to the federal government as well. But as an American citizen, you have the right, if you're in fear of your life, and if people are sending you threatening text messages or threatening email, regardless of what your stands in politics, that doesn't matter. So that's how I know this woman, she's a manipulator. She say things like this just to get a rise out of people, to make people feel sorry and make people be like, oh, Candace Owens is actually telling the truth, so everybody wants to get rid of her. She's not lying. No, she is lying. A lot of things Candace Owens says just make believe. She makes up her own versions of things to manipulate people, and she's been doing it for a long time, dude. Candace Owens has been doing this stuff for years and years and years. And she knows, she mastered how to do it. You know, she mastered the plan on how to manipulate people. Because my whole thing is, you coming out making videos stating that you're living in fear, you're scared for your life because several people are sending you threatening emails, text messages, and over the years they've been trying to bankrupt you. All right, so if you know those people, why are you not doing something to take steps to protect yourself? It makes absolutely no sense. That's all she's doing is just saying things like that to bring in viewers, to bring in people to her nonsense, because none of the stuff is real. She claims that in the video she sent all those information to Andrew Tate. I wish I had some type of connection to Andrew Tate so I could just did Candace send you anything in regards to people trying to bankrupt her and people is trying to threaten her? I'm pretty sure it's all made up. It's all lies to keep people in her nonsense, in her loop, in her crazy loop in her head. This woman is just a conspiracy theorist. That's all she is. She makes up stuff, she fabricates things, and she put it into the universe and hope people just consume it. That's it. And people consumes her information. Not knowing now in 2025, it's so easy to go fact check something. With all these AI technologies, it's super easy when people say stuff in the media nowadays to go out on your own and literally check this type of information. But she don't care. She just says exactly what she feels. She says exactly what she knows is going to catch people's attention, to keep them watching, keep them coming back. She mastered that already. And that's just mastering manipulation. That's all she does. She manipulates people, dude, and she's very, very good at it, bro. Very good.
Very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before...
He wanted to bring you back, but nobody in Turning Point USA wanted you around. And he wanted to bring you back because you manipulated this guy's... You have to understand, Charlie Kirk, for what I noticed, for what I looked into his whole story and the period of time he was born and everything that I seen in regards to Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens is the type of woman that's willing to say and do whatever it takes to accomplish her goals. So manipulating someone as Charlie Kirk is very easy. If you claim that you love Charlie Kirk or you like Charlie Kirk and you just show him some type of affection and you make him feel like he's more important than you, he will keep you around. He will make you involved with what he's doing. For what I could, you could tell me if I'm wrong. If you could tell me if I'm wrong, but for what I notice as I'm looking into Charlie Kirk's, like, the way he go about things, like just looking into his life before he passed away. I looked at a whole bunch of his videos, a bunch of interviews that he have done, and I realized something about Charlie Kirk. He's one of those type of people that I realize if you act friendly with him, and if you act like you like him, and if you act like he's, you put him in the lead. Basically what I'm trying to say, you put him in a position, make him see that he's in a position higher than you. He's willing to bring you in to whatever he's doing. So me seeing that in Charlie Kirk, a woman like Candace Owens, it is very easy for her to manipulate someone as Charlie Kirk, because Candace Owens is willing to say and do anything it takes to accomplish her goals. So if she's acting like she's friendly with Charlie Kirk, or laughing with him and making him feel special, making him feel comfortable, you see all the little bullshit videos she puts out with them laughing, it's all manipulative ways that she go about to get people. So for her to have Charlie Kirk around her fingers manipulating him, that wasn't hard. That wasn't hard for her, because all she had to do, act like she cared. That's all she had to do. Act like she cared about the guy. Act like she's willing to be around the guy. Act like the guy, make him feel like he's more powerful than her, which he was, because he did. Nobody in his business, nobody in his company, nobody in his organization, Turning Point USA, wanted nothing to do with Candace Owens. They no longer trusted her. They wanted nothing to do with this woman. But she had Charlie Kirk around her fingers. She figured out how to manipulate him by just telling him whatever he wants to hear. And for what I could see, that's all you have to tell Charlie Kirk. Like, if you have to just tell him he's special, tell him he's important, tell him and do whatever he said to do, you do it, and he will bring you into his loop. You just have to make him feel powerful. That's it. It's a lot of people like that. But he was one of those people. And when you're somebody like that you want to feel special at all time, you want to feel powerful, like you want to feel like you have the most power, it's very easy to manipulate you. Because all I have to do when I know that, like, okay, this guy want to feel like he's more powerful than everybody, this guy wants to always feel important, this guy always want to feel like he's in charge, and all I have to do is act like I care about him. All I have to do whenever he tells me something, I just do it to make him feel special, make him feel important. Candace Owens will do and say whatever it takes to accomplish your goals. So she's talking about, Charlie wanted her to return to Turning Point when nobody in Turning Point wanted her to be around, because they lost trust from this. They lost trust in this woman. They didn't want this woman around. They realized that she's a manipulative person. They didn't want her around. That had nothing to do with racism, nothing. No. Not because she was a black lady and there was white. No, not because they were Jewish. Like, no. They lost trust in Candace Owens. They didn't no longer want her around in Turning Point, because majority of people who was involved and who is still involved in Turning Point realize that Candace Owens is a master manipulator. Let's keep watching because she's talking about, Charlie wanted her to come back to Turning Point, but no, get out of here.
On-stage reunion could happen. It's a yes or a no. Explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up or it happened exactly as I'm saying. And while we're at it, may I ask, what is the name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay? And to Pastor Rob McCoy, were there any LLCs that you or your son were being paid?
And she stayed mentioning the Hamptons weekends, which is, when I looked into that also, Charlie Kirk and Turning Point did have an event in the Hamptons. And I think she was just mad because she wasn't invited. I looked into it because this is not the first time she said it in this video. She said that frequently in other videos as well. That leading up to his death, leading up to Charlie Kirk's being unalive, unfortunately, they had like events in the Hamptons. So I looked into all of those things, and that's a fact. They did have But I think she's just mad because she wasn't invited. So now she's calling out that the donors. You have to realize Candace Owens, nobody in the Jewish community no longer want to have nothing to do with Candace Owens. And that's before Charlie Kirk had unfortunately got unalived. For what I looked into and for what I seen over the past couple of months leading up to this gentleman's unfortunate death, the people that surrounded him didn't want to have nothing to do with Candace Owens. Yes, he still had some form of relationship with Candace, because guess what? She's making him feel like he's important. She's making him feel like he's the boss. She's making him feel like whatever you tell me to do, I'll do, because that's how she is. She's a master manipulator, and she's willing to do and say anything to get whatever she wants out of life. So to manipulate someone as Charlie Kirk, as I said earlier, it's easy for Candace Owens to do. It's very simple for her. For the simple fact that she know exactly, she know how he is, and he's a guy that want to feel like he's in charge. He wants to feel like he's the boss, and she doesn't mind. She don't care about the guy, but she don't mind making him feel important to get what she wants out of him. So she keep bringing up the Hamptons get together. She keeps bringing it up because I just think she was just mad she wasn't invited. I think that lady's just mad nobody want to deal with her no more. Honestly, that's the reason why I think, honestly, that's my opinion. I think she just is upset that no Jewish donor want to deal with her no more. They all figured everything out about this lady. She's a manipulator. They don't want to have nothing to do with her. And she's mad.
Outside of Turning Point, I'm asking that question genuinely. Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are behaving in the way that you should be behaving, okay? There's no way you are letting these lies fly. Unless, as I'm hearing, unless it is true that there was a big payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically stated that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors, if he said that, yes or no, well then, I don't know, maybe some people didn't want to take that risk that he was going to become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with so much presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take the chance. See, I'm just one person, so it's easy to just try to cancel my life and lie on me every second of every day. For Turning Point USA, I think got a little bit bigger than Charlie, and I'm no longer going to allow this lie in this narrative, so answer the questions, yes or no. And I'm going to again challenge you to lie, and if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough of the games, enough with trying to allow Israel to wrangle a narrative that you know is not true. I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very...
If you had videos, lady, you would have been showing videos with all the nonsense and all the manipulative stuff that you say every single day out your mouth. If you honestly had videos about anybody doing anything illegal, you would have already bring it out. It's all lies. It's all fabricated stories because she constantly brings stuff like that up. I have this, I have that, and never show nothing. That's just to keep people interested and to look, to keep the views up, to keep people like, oh yeah, let me see, Candace probably have something. She has nothing. She has nothing. And another thing I noticed about this woman, Candace Owens, is that she constantly brings up other people that has something to say about the Jewish community. She constantly brings up Kanye West like she's besties with Kanye West. She constantly brings up Kanye West. She constantly brings up Tucker. And she constantly brings up Kelly. Kelly? I think it's Kelly. I did a video about her the other day, but she constantly brings up those people's names when she speak. And it's a way she's doing it for a reason. And the reason she's doing it to try to get people to realize, oh, I'm not the only one that realize that Israel and the people of Israel, the government of Israel, is bad. So she's trying to grow a team to let people know, like, I'm not the only person with this perspective in regards to the government of Israel and the donors of Israel. But guess what? You was also taking donors. You was also taking donations from Israel, from the higher ups in Israel, the donors, the Jewish donors. That's what I'm trying to say. You was also taking money from the Jewish donors once upon a time. So all of a sudden now you're bringing up Kanye West, you're bringing up Tucker, you're bringing up Megyn Kelly, you're bringing up all of these people when you trying to just get people to team up with you to talk bad about the Jewish communities, about the Jewish donors. How dare you going to talk bad about the Jewish donors when you was once getting funded from a lot of Jewish donors? There was a video that was made once again on a podcast. You guys could look this up. It's PBD, Patrick Bet David Podcast. He had a gentleman from Turning Point USA on his podcast that says all of this stuff. That Candace Owens, when she was down, she was involved with a lot of Jewish donors who helped her. When she was at the bottom, she was involved with a lot of Jewish donors, and the gentleman named the amount of Jewish donors that was involved with Candace Owens. And all of a sudden, none of those Jewish donors want nothing to do with Candace Owens in 2025. Why is that? So now she's going and taking it upon herself because none of the Jewish donors no longer want to have nothing to do with her. She wants to all of a sudden, let me team up with Tucker, with Megyn Kelly, with Kanye West. Like, don't bring people into your stuff. Don't bring other people into what you got going on, because she constantly does that. If you look at this woman, she constantly make videos and bring in other people that has anything negative to say about the Israel donors or the government of Israel. Like, I'm going to share this video. Like, I'm going to share another video with her, like, discrediting what the president did. Like, today should be a joyful day. Today should be a joyful day for everybody around the world that's believing God. You don't have to be a Jew. You don't have to be from Israel, or you don't have to be in the United States. If you're someone of God, if you have a heart of God, you will know today is a good day, because what happened is good for mankind. Is good for people's longevity. In wars and in violence, so many innocent people lose their life, but yet this woman is still having something negative to say about that. That's how you know she don't care about people. If you have a heart, what happened today with the hostages getting reunited with the hostages, reunited with the families, even the ones that passed away, the bodies been reunited with the families to get a proper burial, and she still has something negative to say. That's just to show you what type of person this woman is. Her hatred is, she has this hatred in her heart towards Israel and the government of Israel, and I just think it's all over. The Jewish donors no longer want to put up with her bullshit. I think that's it. The Jewish donors don't want to put up with this lady. They don't trust. They no longer trust her. And it's not a black and white thing. It's not, you're not in the Jewish religion. It's not none of that stuff, because they obviously worked with her before. So they had to see something in Candace Owens that made them want to stay away. It's simple and plain. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Because this guy's is money. They have large amount of money. They're willing to give people money to fund their cause. It's a lot of people does it. If you have a large bank account and you're like, listen, I want to pay this person, to basically promote what I believe in. And that's what I say. Listen, if someone approach you with a big payday to promote their cause, but if that's not something you truly believe in your heart, don't do it. Candace Owens talk a lot of rubbish about the Jewish donors. a lot of rubbish about Israel and Israel government. But guess what? She was also once upon a time taking donations from those same Jewish donors. So that's how to tell you what type of person this woman is. If it's no longer beneficial to her, now she's going to go against you. That's how she is. She's just a bad person in general. People like that to me is just terrible people. You once was one of those people that was taking donations and taking whatever you could get for the cause. The Jewish people was helping you out, and none of this is done for, oh, let me just help you come up because I like you. This is all business. The gentleman came on the podcast and he said several names that was Jewish donors that was helping Candace Owens when she was down. They helped her build up to what she is right now. And now none of these Jewish donors don't have nothing to do with her. They don't want to talk to her. They don't want to be around her, nothing. So now all of a sudden, every chance she gets, she want to say bad and hurtful things towards Jewish donors, the government of Israel. Everything Israel do now, they're bad. But once upon a time, you was taking donations for the cause of Israel. You was taking donations to speak and say good things about Israel. It just got to show you what type of person this woman is, dude. You got to be very cautious with people like that, dude. For real, for real.
After me, it was very, very convincing, by the way. He sent out tweets to convince people that they shouldn't watch me. He said, I can't comment on Candace because it's quite obviously a freak show. It's like driving on the highway and seeing a farmer having sex with a sheep. You don't want to look, but you can't look away either. The problems begin when you try to analyze it. It is what it is. And I love that Ishtar Ali replies and says, this is what I mean. These are the people who are supposed to be combating Candace Owens. Instead, they tweet stuff like this. Yeah, hi Dinesh, kinda weird, man. We cannot relate. I gotta tell you, if I ever was in this awful scenario where I saw a farmer trying to have sex with a sheep, I feel very much that I can not only look away, but I can call the police, okay? So if that's kind of what you're selling, you know how like when you can't look away from bestiality? Dinesh, you wanna know your opinion on me, not what's on your laptop and how they maybe blackmailed you, okay? That's not what we're interested in, Dinesh D'Souza. And he's like, well, I meant that as a joke. You didn't mean it as a joke. You meant it seriously, and it was weird. It got weird very quickly. And we learned more about you than we learned about me. That seems to be the circumstance. It's like...
What did you learn about the guy? Because he made a joke. He made a statement that you're a terrible person and the thing, your content to him is rubbish. He doesn't think that you are a good person. He doesn't think that watching you is a good idea, but he feels like... But that's how she is. She's a manipulative person. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feels like that about Candace Owens. A lot of people feel like they don't want to watch this lady. But then she'll say something that will reel them in. She'll say something that will reel them in and catch them to make them watch for 20 minutes. And then 20 minutes turn into an hour. And then you notice like, oh my God, like I wasn't even intending to watch this lady. But listen. She's a master at manipulating people's brains. You see her fake laugh. And then she just now... It's not even about the tweet. About the part of the tweet where the guy said... He doesn't want to watch her show because it's a train wreck. So she goes to the part that she thinks that everybody's going to pay attention to. The whole beastly sex stuff. With the sheep and the farmer. So now instead of talking about the tweet, which is the words of saying that horse show is a train wreck. Nobody wants to watch it, but then people still end up watching it. No, she don't want to talk about that no more. She just kept going on to the issue of the animal part with the farmer, because she knows, okay, let me throw this guy under the bus by just keep repeating that, so people could think that he's a weirdo. That's just listen to her. She's a manipulative person. So she's no longer talking about what the guy was saying about her being a train wreck, the show and stuff. No, she just continue to talk about the farmer with the sheep. Just listen to this. That's all she's gonna talk about instead with the whole thing. Look at this.
But yeah, they're really starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel, finding people and heard some weird stuff. They sent out Dinesh D'Souza after me. Very, very convincing, by the way. They sent out.
Candace Owens is one of those people, I'm telling you, they're like, if you're smart and you bump into people like that, stay away. Because she has the potential to reel you in and keep you on the hook for a long time, because it's the scariest thing when you meet somebody and you have some type of relationship with somebody, and that person is willing to do and say whatever it takes to achieve their goals. Those are the scariest people in the world, dude. Because you never really know if these people are sincere. You never ever gonna know if they're literally a sincere people with whatever you do for them. It's never enough. So they're always gonna play. They're always in character mode. Candace Owens is always in character mode. So I don't even think this lady husband know what her real face is, because she's always in character mode. She's one of those type of people that's willing to do anything and say anything to achieve what she's actually looking to achieve. To achieve her goals, she will do and say whatever it takes. So you never know who you're dealing with when you deal with people like that. You never know, dude. It's like you're taking a chance and you're like, oh, okay, hopefully this pay off. Hopefully this, but no, dude, it's a chance you're taking. It's a chance you're taking. You never know if it's going to pay off or not. You know what I mean? But she's one of those type of people. Like literally, you're talking to her, you're meeting up with her, you're hanging out with her. You don't know. She's always in character. Always in character. She telling you she like you. She telling you she love you. All of those things are just she's in character to accomplish her goal. Once she accomplishes her goals dealing with you, you're no longer worth nothing to her. She'll move on to the next. Those are the worst and scariest people in the world, man, because there's a lot of people like that are manipulative people. They'll do and say whatever it takes to achieve their goals. And it's scary to me, dude. You shake people's hand, you give people hugs, and you have to, listen, me, I love staying to myself. I love staying to myself because I realized this years ago. Like, I'll put 85 to 90%, dude, I'll even go 95% of human beings are, bro, dirt bags, dude. I'll say 95. Probably that's a little too high, but it's at a high percentage of people, of human beings, that are very, very bad people. Scum of the earth. If you are a lonely person, my suggestion is go get an animal. Go get a dog. Because you know what's good about dogs? I had 2 dogs. And I had to get rid of them because of working 2 jobs, dude, and doing this. It was just too much for me, but I love dogs. And the reason why I love dogs, a dog will love you unconditionally. I think every animal is like that. A dog, a cat. I'm just a dog. I'm just going to use a dog because I used to be a dog owner. A dog don't care what's the color of your skin. A dog doesn't care what job you have. A dog doesn't care what car you drive. You could put a dog in any piece of trashy car to take the dog to the park, and the dog, once you get out the car in the park, the dog is super happy. The dog doesn't care what type of car it is. Once the dog appreciates the ride to the park. And the reason I'm saying this stuff is that there's a lot of people like Candace Owens in this world that's willing to do and say whatever it takes to achieve their goals. So it's scary. It's very scary, man. So if you can't stand on your own and be cautious of the people that you surround yourself with, get you an animal. But be cautious of people, because I say 85, 90, 95% of people are scums, dude. They are willing to do and say anything to achieve their goals. And majority of the time, their goal is to become financially, to come up financially. That's majority of people. They will do and say whatever it takes to come up financially. They don't care who they step on, what happened, who they hurt. It doesn't matter. Once they get what they're looking for financially, that's all that matters. So it's listen, it's rough in this world. It's not easy, man.
Put out this headline about me. I I can't even like this. Look at this journalist, Victoria Churchill, who reached out. She went, Candace Owens rages after being snubbed from the Charlie Kirk Memorial speaking roster. When did this happen? Like, the lying here is actually making me uncomfortable.
She needs to bring receipts. Bill Ackman brought receipts. How long was that tweet? You're on the board of Turning Point?
Yeah.
When's the last time she was at a Turning Point event?
Not in many years. She would be in a perfect...
That's gentleman right there. The podcast she's looking at, she made a video about that gentleman. So all this, the thing I was mentioning to you guys earlier in the stream, that's exactly who I was talking about. And you can go look into this podcast yourself, PBD, Patrick Bet David. That's the gentleman right there. And he's one of those head guys in Turning Point USA. And he's the one that said specifically that there was a lot of people with Candace, like when she was not who she is now. Like back in the days, a couple of years back, a lot of Jewish donors, a lot of Jewish people really helped that woman. You know, so listen to his words right now. This is exactly what I was mentioning earlier.
World, if they didn't have this, what I already know was a very quiet breakup when she got to rabbit hole for him, she would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne.
She's not there.
One of the names that
You don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's not the funeral.
The heir to the
okay.
TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean,
You know, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm going to listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing.
There she go again, mentioning Kanye West. And she said the reason, I made a video about that already. She said her reason for not going to her quote-unquote best friend memorial. She made close to 10 videos from since this man passed away. She made probably over 10 videos by now in regards to this man's life leading up to his death. She made hundreds of thousands of dollars just making those videos about this man's life and the relationship she had with this man leading up to his death. Made a boatload of money already, but yet she couldn't go to his memorial because of the federal government. And she claimed that leading up to his memorial service that she was getting messages from people left and right stating that, oh, what time are you going to show up? She basically said that she got very spooked because so many people was trying to figure out what time she was going to arrive at the memorial. And mind you, those are people that she know. She knows the people that actually is messaging her, asking her what time she's going to be there. But no, she's such a manipulator. She's so paranoid that all of the people that she is in contact with, she no longer trusts nobody. Because she know what type of person. Listen, if you're a thief in life, right? If you're a type of person that you everything that you accomplish is by taking from other people. So now you have a business, and the way you got this business is by stealing this business or stealing from other people to get the money to create this business. Mind you, listen to what I'm trying to say. If you're a thief, if you have dreams of opening up a business and you're doing everything it takes in the worst way, stealing from other people to fund your business. So now that business is up and running from you stealing from other people. Now you're a CEO of this business. You're going to be so paranoid every single day that people come into work in your business. And you're going to be paranoid in a way that you're going to be thinking everybody is stealing from you. I swear to God, this is how this works. If you're a dirtbag and you accomplish things being a dirtbag, everything now that's around you, you're going to be paranoid about everything. Every single thing around you, you're not going to no longer trust people because you know exactly what you did to get where you at in life. So it's always going to be paranoia. You know, the gentleman also in this video, he mentioned he was like, she haven't spoken at a Turning Point USA event in a couple of years, which she did. She actually spoke in a Turning Point USA because I did my research. So I knew that. Like she actually spoke in one of those Turning Points events. She had two different times. She spoke in Turning Point USA events in 2024. So she was still a part of it, but there was people within Turning Point USA that didn't want her to be a part of it. But once again, she had Charlie Kirk manipulated. So he always wanted her to be a part of it. He wanted her to be there because she's not doing this stuff for free. This is business. So she knew that, okay, I could be speaking in one of those events and I'm making money. Why not? Charlie Kirk, she already knows she manipulated this guy. I could get him to do whatever I want him to do now. I just have to make him feel like he's important. But people who was around Charlie Kirk knew that this lady was no good. She was a bad person. They didn't want her around. So yes, he said in that podcast that he did that she hasn't done an event in years, which she did. She did 2 events back in 2024 with Turning Point USA.
I mean, I'm not going to this memorial because it's strange. To lie like this is very strange. For context, just so you realize how odd this is, I spoke at Turning Point's conference, 2 conferences last year. It's so easily, like I said, debunkable that you have to ask yourself why they are saying it. Here is me speaking on Turning Point USA's stage last year. And here's what I said, by the way, which got Charlie in a lot of trouble. It's not that difficult. America first. First name America, last name first. We put this country's interests before the interests of foreign countries overseas. All of them. I don't care. And yeah, Charlie got in trouble for the stuff that I said on stage, and then they came inward. I told that I was not allowed to speak at AmpFest. The donors were making threats, but like I went on tour with Turning Point last year. It's still on their website. It's so this is like the strangest thing. And then when you look into who's writing these articles, like Victoria Churchill, you know that she has a connection to AIPAC. So AIPAC.
But yes, you was on tour and she did two speaking gigs with Turning Point in 2024. Yes, she did. But that's because she had Charlie Kirk wrapped around her manipulative finger. That's it. Nobody else but him. And you have to realize he was the one that started Turning Point USA. That's something he started. That's something he built. So he was basically the last word. Regardless of how people felt about her, regardless that people knew that she wasn't a good person, to him, she already had him manipulated. She already had this guy crazy, manipulated out of his mind when it comes to her. And he wanted her to be a part of it. But nobody wanted this woman around. None of the people that was supporting his cause, they didn't want her around because people figure you out after a while. So I honestly think the reason why she's keep going on and on and on about the Jewish donors, I just think because they figured her out and they no longer wanted to have nothing to do with this lady. I think that's exactly what really happened. That's why they all like, listen, I'm good with this girl. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. I don't want nothing to become out about it. She's just a handful, dude. A handful. Look at another conspiracy theory thing that she said about this guy the day that he was on alive. Just listen to this. I think this is such a bull.
Without question, okay, and this is going to dispel a lot of theories that are out there, and I'm telling you this 100%. Charlie Kirk was shot from the front, and the bullet did not exit, and at least a fragment of the bullet was recovered from his neck. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it was recovered from. I have fact-checked this information from multiple sources now. I've actually been sitting on this for a little bit over a week. Right around here. So think about almost in line with your shoulder blade right in the center. And why is that helpful? Because it gives us a bullet trajectory, okay? We went in here where you saw that, and it was stopped, and a fragment was pulled from, right, if you're just touching your spine.
Once again, keep in mind, that's her conspiracy theory. That's her doing the best she can to make people have no trust in the United States government. That's exactly what she's doing. Because she's basically saying whatever the federal government said, whatever the FBI came out and said, how this man got shot, from what angle, it's all a lie. So now this is all conspiracy theory. That's all she is. That's all she does all the time. She make up conspiracy theories in her head. And she talk about she has people that stop it. Stop it. There is videos that show you 1,000 different angles. Where the bullet came from, what the weapon that was recovered with this the weapon was recovered with the shell, with the same bullet that unfortunately unalived this gentleman in some place in the bushes. So she's claiming that the gentleman Charlie Kirk was hit from the front, from someone from the front of him. That's her conspiracy theories, just to make people believe her story, and her story is nothing but BS. She's just filled with nonsense. I don't believe nothing that woman say, dude. Once again, I wasn't there. I don't know. But for what, I'm going to believe what the FBI said. 100%. I'm going to believe what the FBI said and the videos that I looked into with this gentleman being unalive. I'm going to believe what I see with my eyes. She comes up with stuff and never have no proof. She has sources she always have a source that I had a source. Oh, okay. So you believe that the gentleman was hit from the front. Get some type of evidence other than you talking the BS, other than her telling you a story of what she thinks to convince you of some nonsense conspiracy theory that's in her head. But she has a lot of people brainwashed, dude. This lady has a lot of people brainwashed, dude.
With your shoulder blade. That leads us obviously to the part that is maybe not being forthcoming about. They did not recover a bullet from a 30-06. They didn't recover a bullet from a 30-06. This didn't happen. Okay, they found a 30-06 bullet. Charlie's death certificate certainly would have reflected that. In suicide situations, as just one example, medical examiners feel free to chime in. I've spoken to quite a few. But when the gun and the bullet are known, they are reflected onto the death certificate, okay? There is not one reflected onto Charlie Kirk's death certificate because they did not recover a bullet from a 30-06. Hunters and military men rejoice. It turns out that common sense still rules the roost, okay? You guys were right. You were absolutely right. And this is why I hate politics, because it requires us to submit to the idea that we were all somehow born yesterday. It means that he was shot with a completely different kind of gun, obviously, okay? The kind where this would make sense, and it didn't cut through him. The kind where it would make sense that outside of an artery effectively exploding from the front, there was, his neck didn't explode, which that particular weapon that they were trying.
Okay, Candace, so where and what type of bullet unalive Charlie Kirk? She keeps saying us going around in a story. Okay, the weapon they found, the weapon the FBI found. Okay, so in her theory, that's not the weapon that unalive Charlie Kirk. Okay, so instead of you going around in circles about what weapon, get some information on what weapon then. She doesn't know what weapon unalive the gentleman. She says he's not on his birth certificate, on his death certificate. Okay, so what proof do you have to? What proof there's another gun? She's claiming there was another weapon that was used. Anybody could say that. Anybody goes, where is the proof of the other weapon? It's all in her head. All the conspiracy theory nonsense is all in this lady's head, bro. They found a weapon. She's saying the weapon they found was just planted there. So the guy that's in jail right now for this gentleman, Charlie Kirk's unaliving, that gentleman is sitting in prison. Why is he in prison? So all of the things that she's saying, that's debunking what the FBI said. That's basically everything she's saying, that what the FBI investigation, she's claiming that all of that is BS. That all of the FBI stuff that they're saying is BS, is not really what happened. Okay, Miss Candace Owens, so why is this gentleman sitting in jail right now? That's the question I truly want to know. Like, if he didn't do nothing, Why is an innocent man with family? This man has a family. This man has a father in law enforcement. So this is not just a regular average dude. This guy actually has family members in law enforcement. So you think if this man was being framed, that nobody in his family would come out and say something to debunk the FBI report? She's the only one that's coming out saying that with her BS conspiracy theory stories. That's only in her head. My whole thing is, if you believe Candace Owen, okay, you believe Candace Owen, just think for a second. Why would this guy then be in jail, sitting, waiting for a court appearance, waiting to go to trial to free himself? And why would he be going through all of this process? And you could be like, okay, yeah, but guess what? His family, he has law enforcement family members. So he has people in his family that know about the law, that know about the consequences of what he's going through. So why would they sit back? This guy has parents. He has aunts, uncles, grandparents, grandmother, grandfather. Like, why would he all of a sudden just be sitting in jail and nobody in his family has came out and said the FBI report is false? They're setting up my family. Why nobody in his family is coming out to say anything? But Candace Owens, with her conspiracy theory nonsense, wants to come out and say something that makes no sense. For the people who listen to this lady, keep in mind that she's a manipulative person. So what you hear from her saying to you is just her. She's in character. Every video she make, every speech she goes on, she's always in character. She's always willing to say something that will cause controversy, so she could continue to make money. She could continue to go down that path. She'll always do the best she can to debunk other people's finding, like, results on other things. That she's just gonna always come up with conspiracy theories because that's who she is, just to put false ideas in people's head. But to her, she don't care. She don't care who she hurt with her nonsense. That woman don't give a crap. She just literally don't give a crap, dude. But ladies and gentlemen, let's end this Candace Owens stuff. She's a manipulator. Trust me when I'm telling you. She will do and say anything to achieve her goals in life. She's been doing it for years. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you get information from. Don't believe nothing. For real. Don't believe nothing, though. Just believe the words of God. You just never know. You know what I mean? Just be cautious of the information you consume from the people. Just be cautious of the information you consume from any source, though. The media, you just never know in the media no more. It's so many things. Nowadays is all about the money. It's all about financial gains. It's all about what you can gain. It's no majority of things in the media has no moral aspect to it. Majority of things in the media, and it's crazy to say, but it's a reality. It's reality. Like, majority of things in the media in 2025 and going forward has no type of morals at all. You know, everything, a majority of things is just, it makes no sense. You know what I mean? The majority of things that's in the media is just made for financial gains. It's not made to really help or to lead the world in the right direction towards peace, health, happiness. No, it's just, majority of things in the media is just leading the world into chaos. More and more and more chaos, bro. You know, so you think about it, man. You live life. You know, enjoy life, and just realize no matter what you might be going through right now, there's other people in the world that's going through 100 times worse. Just always keep that in mind, man. And before I end this video, guys, I always want to take the time to show my respect and my gratitude to our Commander-in-Chief, to our President of the United States. Salute to our President, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and his entire family. May God bless you and your family, sir. May God watch over you and your families on this beautiful, wonderful evening and forever. May God watch over you and your family, sir, on your trips within the United States and on trips outside the United States. And God bless you, sir, and thank you very, very much for brokering a peace agreement to stop the unaliving of innocent people, to stop the violence, not just in Israel and Palestine. No, I'm talking about to all of the violence you have stopped all around the world. Sir, God bless you and your family. And salute to you, to Mr. Donald J. Trump. And thank you very much for saving God kids. Thank you very much for doing the best you can to save God kids. And may God bless you, and may God bless you today and forever. Thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart for helping out to bring a stop to senseless violence all around the world. And in my heart, I know that you're doing your best with the Ukraine and Russia situation. I know in my heart you're doing the best because you're a man of seeing the world go in the direction of peace. No matter what people might say about Mr. Donald J. Trump, he came into the White House and he's resolving a lot of things that's going on around the world in regards to violence and people living in an environment filled with violence. Mr. Trump has done his best and is going to continue to do his best to see the world go in a direction that people can wake up and go to sleep in peace. And for that, sir, salute to you 100 trillion times. Thank you very much for your effort that you give every single day to seeing the kids of God living in peace, to see all of the children of God living in peace. Thank you very much to Mr. Donald J. Trump. To all and every of God kids all around the world, may God bless us all. To all of God kids within the United States, may God bless us all. And ladies and gentlemen, always treat people with the love, the kindness, the care, the loyalty, and most importantly, the respect that you expect others to treat you with. Shorter version, always treat people the way you want to be treated in life. Always do what's right in the eyes of God and his family, and always make God a part of your decision making every single day. Because you include God in your decision making, I promise you, you're going to make the right decisions. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe. Let's work together to make this world a better place. And always remain